Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So this video is going to be a makeup tutorial on this look right here, which is a wedding guest makeup look. You could wear this for your friend's wedding, your relative's wedding, or any sort of festive occasions. So if you want to know how I achieve this look, please keep on watching. Before which, please like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also hit the bell notification so that you do not miss out any sort of updates from my channel. So let's begin. So the first thing I'm doing is using this Plum E-Luminance moisturizing cream as usual to moisturize and prep my skin for the makeup. So I'm using it all around my face, my neck, and then moving on to this only primer that I have currently, which is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Primer. I'll leave all the links and everything in the description box below. Then I'm using this Palmer's Cocoa Butter Lip Balm. This also has SPF. And I'm using this Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Sand to prep my eyelids for the concealing so that my eyeshadow looks even more brighter. So doing this will make your eyeshadow look brighter. Then applying it directly on the eyelids. You do not need an eyeshadow base, eyeshadow primer. Your concealer works fine. And don't forget to set it with a loose powder. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder. Then moving on to the eyebrows, I'm using this pomade from Colourpop, which I love, in the shade Banging Brunette. So I'm just shaping my eyebrows and then filling them in properly, at the same time not overdoing them. Then using this chocolate bar palette in the shade Rose Gold from Makeup Revolution, taking that transition pinky shade, and then I'm putting it directly into the crease and the transition area using a fluffy Pro Art brush. So I'm slowly building this color up. I'm not putting so much color at one go. You have to slowly build it up so that you do not overuse the color and it becomes difficult to blend. Then using this red shade in the outer corner of my eye and pulling it slightly towards my lash line, as you can see, and then putting it into the crease as well. I'm slowly building this up so that the intensity that I want is achieved. So I'm putting this through the crease and then blending the edges out with that fluffy brush again. Then for the lid color, I'm using this beautiful gold shade and I'm applying it using the fingers to get more intensity, and I'm using a brush as usual so that I get precise around the corners. Then again spraying my brush with a makeup fixing spray by L'Oreal so that I get even more intensity. Now I'm going back in with the red shade to blend the gold and the red so that you do not find a demarcation right there. Then here I'm using this brown shade to deepen my outer V once again because I wanted a little bit more depth. So I'm using L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara, Stay Quirky eyeliner and some nice lashes. Then I'm wiping out all the excess fallout on my face and I'm reapplying my primer because I wiped it all off. And I'm applying this all over my face again. Then using this Faces Ultim Pro Illuminator in the shade Champagne, which is a liquid highlighter that you could use underneath the foundation. It gives a beautiful glow from within look. I'm applying this on the high points of my face, and you want to be careful with this because you want to blend it right after you apply it because otherwise it's going to set. Then I'm using this orange corrector to correct my darkness underneath my eyes, around my mouth, and then using my finger to blend this because it increases coverage when you blend the corrector with fingers, and after which you could remove the excess using the sponge, but initially it's better to blend it with fingers, so that's what I've been doing. So here I'm using a PAC mini sponge to blend the corrector to remove any excess if there is any. Then I'm using a Fit Me loose powder to set it. I've been doing this for a very long time now and it's been working very well for me. Doing this will prevent the orange corrector from mixing in with the foundation so that the orange the foundation doesn't have an orange feel to it. Then I'm using two foundations. One is a little dark for me, one is a little light for me, so I decided to mix them both and I'm applying it on my face. It looks a little light on the camera, but it's not. In real life it did match me properly. You need not go for a very full coverage like I am doing in this particular tutorial. You could also opt for a medium or a low coverage. I personally like this much coverage in my foundation. You could lower the coverage by using a little amount of foundation. So I'm using the sponge and I'm bouncing it on my face and not dragging it. On the neck you want to drag it, but on the face you want to bounce it to blend it and give a natural finish. So of course you do not forget the neck because there'll be a demarcation if you don't. And I'm using these two shades in the Age Rewind concealer. One is caramel, the other one is sand. So I'm using the caramel shade to conceal and I'm using the sand shade to highlight. I wanted some highlighting under my eyes and the center parts of my face. So I decided to use the shade sand, which is like a shade or two lighter than my skin tone. You do not want to use white concealer or 5 shades lighter concealer to highlight. That does not look good, And so I'm blending the highlighting concealer out. So I've applied it in the center points of my face like you can see, and I'm using this L'Oreal makeup setting spray, which I love using in between steps. And I'm using this Fit Me loose powder once again to set the entire face, otherwise the contour blush that you put on top will not blend properly. And then I'm using a smaller brush to set underneath my eyes, because obviously the large powder brush doesn't get into the nooks and corners and doesn't set properly. Then I'm removing the creases also before applying the powder, so that I do not set the creases. Then using this L'Oreal Infallible makeup setting spray once again on my face to melt everything off. And then I'm using this Makeup Revolution contour palette. I'm using the darker shades in the palette to contour my face, and I'm not making that fish face and following that line and all that crap, because you'll contour it lower. That makes your face droopy. So I'm using a banana shade and cleaning the contour. And then from the Savannah blush palette, I'm using a peachy warm toned blush because my eyes are warm toned. So I'm using that on my cheeks. Then I'm using this highlighter from the same contour palette, the Makeup Revolution one. It's a bronzy highlighter which looks absolutely beautiful on dusky skin tones. So do give this a go. It has contour shades, highlighting shades, matte highlighters, and also shimmery highlighters that you could use as eyeshadows as well. So I'm just highlighting the high points of my face, my cupid's bow, my chin, bridge of the nose, and then cheekbones. So it gives a beautiful glow, as you can see. Then moving on to the lower lash line, I'm using those pinky shades that I used on my lid, to put it in my lower lash line, because otherwise, the look is not complete, because now you can see the difference how it looks. And then I'm using the brown shade to put it straight up against my lower lash line to deepen up. So that gives a little bit of a smoky look. And then I'm using this kajal from Nykaa. I did not want to leave the lower waterline bare. Then after that I'm using this L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara on the lower lash line. And for lips I decided to go in with this Wet n Wild Berry Recognize lipstick, but after which I realized that it looked a little bit purple, and purple is cool toned and my eyes are warm toned, so it did not really go well with the look. But otherwise this lipstick is great. It's very long lasting. I'm going in with this Colourpop lipstick in the shade Ziggy, which made the lipstick more warm toned so that it matched my eyes. So I'm wearing some jewelry, some nice clothes, and I did my hair and I kept a bindi, pottu, and that's the complete look. Thanks for watching and do subscribe for more.